back in the building. Our Supporters Player of the Year, Mark Cousins. Welcome back, Mark. You said in April before we stayed up that it would mean more to you than perhaps winning the title to stay up. Now, in hindsight, is that the case? Is that, how does that stand in your career?
Yeah, I think it was looking back like in January time when it looked all doom and gloom, to be fair, and we're in a very poor position in the table, and I think staying up was a huge achievement in the end. If you take from January onwards, really, I think obviously our goals at the start of the sit last season were obviously the aim a lot higher, but as football sometimes you have to change your goals, and our goal was to stay up, and we achieved that. And probably a lot of people didn't think we were going to do it, so yeah, it was a big achievement. Obviously winning the league previous season to that was fantastic for the club, and that was very much needed to get back into the National League. So I don't want to take anything away from winning the league like we did, because we did it in style. But last season was very special, staying up, and hopefully we can build on this season.
I mean, you've had a long career, but football still has a habit of throwing up great moments, however long that career is. How does it sort of rank with when you were younger and achievements that you perhaps had in the previous clubs?
It was. It's not necessarily achievements; it's that feeling you get, and that time when the whistle blew at Boreham Wood, that was a great feeling and a huge relief. No one wants a relegation on their CV, and unfortunately, I've had I think 2 in my whole career, so and I know how it feels, and it's gutting, and especially seeing them Boreham Wood players at the time, it was hard because I knew some of them, so and I knew that feeling, and I definitely didn't want it. And when that whistle went and we were safe, it was a huge relief and a very good feeling. So yeah, that's what I play football for, and that's why I'm still going, because it's them moments that make football so special.
And just thinking back to that Boreham Wood game, I mean, there was so much riding on it. One goal would have changed everything in that last minute. It was pretty hectic watching from the sidelines. I don't know how it was for you as the last line between sort of survival and relegation. Was it kind of as fast and furious as it looked, or were you able to keep a calm head in those moments?
A calm head. I think first half was quite a comfortable game, really, and second half, as an experienced player, they're going to throw the kitchen sink at it. They had nothing to lose in the end, and you saw every sub they made was another striker coming on, another attacking player coming on. So you knew you were going to have to make saves. I was going to have to make saves, and defenders were going to have to make blocks, and we were going to have to ride our luck at times, and we did. But it was nice to get over the line and look forward to the summer.
Yeah, and you were in the running for the goal of the season vote at the end of the season as well, but that wasn't on your bingo card at the beginning of last season.
No, it certainly wasn't, but it's nice to have ticked it off, getting my first ever career goal, and yeah, it was quite an important one come the end of the season.
And looking ahead to the season coming, I guess it'll be something like your 19th or 20th in professional football. You've clearly still got that great hunger for the game. I'm guessing there were never any thoughts of retirement this summer.
No, not at all. I think I've played 100 consecutive games in a row. I think there's no thinking about stopping yet. And I've spoken to too many players that have retired, and some have retired because of injuries, and others have just wanted to do other things. And they all say to you, play as long as you can, because once you stop, it's gone, and you're not getting it back. It's a very unique kind of career and business we're in. You can't just pick it up again when you're 45. You have to choose that time to stop playing, and for me, it's definitely not right time to stop, and I want to continue for a good few years.
I mean, you played 46 games last season in the league, 45 the season before that. I mean, has Ebbsfleet been your sort of most consistent period as a goalkeeper of any of the clubs you've been with?
I think Bromley I played quite a few, but I had one injury which kind of disrupted it, plus COVID. But I'd say I always tell people I played more games in my 30s than I have in my 20s, and I know people obviously, like they say, goalkeepers do probably peak a bit later than the outfield players. But I think obviously Ebbsfleet's probably the most amount of games, consecutive games I've played. And it's always nice to continue play games week in, week out, because you just get into a good rhythm, and you can see hopefully with my performances they're very consistent.
Yeah, and you've obviously enjoyed it here. You're back for another year. There was never any question of any other club with the ambition that Danny wants to instil in everyone going forward next season.
Yeah, I think I've promoted first season, second season, just stayed up. You wouldn't want to not you wouldn't want to leave knowing that I think you can take this club a bit higher, and so I believe this club can go a bit higher.
You had some really young and experienced loanees in front of you for the latter part of last season, but they were absolutely immense in helping the club staying up. Did you have a hand in marshalling that defence and keeping them calm in games that really mattered?
Yeah, it's always nice to have like younger players in front of you, especially just starting out their careers, because you know how it feels. It was a long time ago, but and we used to have chats, myself and Declan and Tommy, and you just you try and help them as much as you can off the pitch, just as much as on it. And to be fair, Declan and Tommy were fantastic on the pitch, and although Tommy probably didn't have as many games as Declan, when Declan went off in the last game of the season and Tommy had to step into the middle, he was unbelievable. So both of them were real credit to themselves, and along with Bryant as well on the left, really good, nice young lad who gave everything every game. He seems to always cramp up, but yeah, it's good.
You go into this new season as sort of reigning Supporters Player of the Year. How much did that vote mean to you coming from the fans?
Yes, honestly from day one the fans have been brilliant towards me and my family. They're such a nice bunch of fans, and I know football can change very quickly. But no, even through the tough times, the fans stuck by the team and myself, and yeah, it was very special to pick that award up at the end of the season, and yeah, hopefully I can repay them again with some good performances next season.
Yeah, finally going into pre-season, I remember last season you and Hayden Hollis had a little bit of a running contest going on. Who have you got in your sights for this year?
I don't know, I think we've got a few new signings coming to the building, but I'll probably I'd imagine I'll be the oldest member of the squad, so I think there'll be some determined lads not to get beat by me, but yeah. The oldest, but I will be fit, don't worry.
Brilliant. Well, great news on your return, Mark, and I hope to see you again very soon in pre-season.
No, I said thank you.